What's up, YouTube? So today I want to talk about magic and being lost, or the subconscious slash unconscious mind. My education, or my knowledge of the unconscious mind and subconscious mind, is moderate at best as far as the specific official definitions in terms of what those things are by Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. But I've learned about it a little bit, but I've kind of stayed away from just sticking my nose in books as much as I like reading. I love reading. And the reason that is because I've found that when I'm reading a whole lot of other people's words, which I've done my entire life, and like I said, I've loved reading. I've got bookshelves, boxes full of books of all different genres and types. But I've found that when I'm reading other people's books continuously, that I have no thoughts of my own. And I also realize that if we only have thoughts of our own, that it can be, I don't want to say dangerous, but just you can sit on your high horse, and that's not fun either. Because then you're kind of isolated from the world, at least in my opinion. In some cases, it varies. But so the deal with magic and feeling lost or being lost or not knowing what you want out of life or not knowing what you want out of today even is something that I know I've experienced, I know people in my life right now experience, and I know lots of other people that I don't know experience that and probably have their entire lives, whether they're 20 or 50 or 100. They just never feel like they're making a good decision. And what I feel about the world being magic, made of magic, is that you can have anything that you want, anything. Just because it seems impossible and you're told it's impossible doesn't mean that they're right, whoever's saying that, whatever they're saying. Because if something's really impossible, then it wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be able to think about it, you wouldn't be able to ask questions about it, you wouldn't be able to imagine it. So because you can imagine something, it's possible. Whether that's having $300 trillion or traveling to some distant galaxy or levitating or whatever. Shooting fire out of your hands, all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, how many of those things are actually useful at the very moment in your practical life? I don't know. Probably not. Levitating would be pretty cool though. So the question is okay, so what do I want to do with today? What do I want to do with my life? Because asking what I want to do with today is just something you'll ask yourself every day, and that will answer the question of what I want to do with my life. And so if you feel lost, if you are confused and not sure what to do today, something really simple that I've found to do, I just do it in my mind, but I know for a lot of people doing this on paper works very well. Well, first of all, you guys already know, stand up straight, sit up straight, and control your breathing, or just be aware of your breathing. Pay attention to it. That's always, a good thing to do, regardless of what you want or what you're doing. I'm gonna walk through the jungle here. So, take a pen and a paper, or a pencil and a paper, or a marker, or whatever, or a piece of chalk, quill, doesn't matter, and write down one word. Maybe grab a dictionary or go to Google and type in random word generator or something like that. But the goal here is to find a random word. Something you don't know, maybe you do know it, but you've never used it, or you haven't used it in a while, or whatever. Okay, so for example, here's a question. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to write down or think or say the first thing that comes to mind. And I realize this is different because it's a YouTube video, and I'm not actually speaking to someone directly. But if you're watching this, when you watch it, it'll make sense because it'll still work. So when I ask this question, think of, say or feel or imagine or write down or whatever, the very first thing comes to mind. And try to stay away from the generic as much as possible. Although if you do, that's fine too. Just trust yourself and let it happen. So, what is your favorite animal? Now, most people, not most people, some people will say dog or cat or bird or fish, or I don't know if anybody will say fish, but rarely do we think of exotic animals or rare animals or not common animals. Some people will. Some people think elephants or giraffes or hippos or tigers or bears or jaguars or lions or whatever. But if you think of a dog, that's wonderful too. But ask yourself why, and just start with that. And so, what does it have to do with being lost in the world of being magic? Well, right now, in the small sense, nothing. But in the macro, everything. Because the thing with being confused or lost is that, in my opinion, you may not be sure as to what the first step is towards what you really want. Another thing you ask yourself is, what do you really want your life to look like? You know, what do you, like, seriously, take your biggest dream that you have, whether it's the sum of money, a career, a relationship, a travel experience, or whatever, a business, and then multiply that by 10. So what would that look like if it were 10 times bigger? Multiply it by 100,000. Really stretch your dreams. Here's the thing. If you're lost, you don't see the magic in yourself and you don't see the magic in the world, and that's fine. We all go there at some point. I think we go there often because it gives us perspective. But ask yourself what you find enjoyable, what you want your life to look like. And then, work your way backwards from living in that moment of that life and say, okay, how can I get there? What can I do to get there? How can I help others? Which will, if it's a business or there's some deer or something. All right, some noise going on in the woods today. Ask yourself, okay, what do I need to do to get to that point? Whether it's 5 years from now or 10 minutes from now or whatever, So it's really easy for us to make the decision of, oh, I'm going to buy this shoe because I need shoes, or I'm going to eat this food because I'm hungry. But when we're asked the question, what do you want out of your life? We freeze up because we have never been given that freedom before. Well, you have that freedom. You can literally have anything you want. I've not yet learned how to levitate. But when I do, by all means, I will show it. It's just not a priority right now, but I believe it can happen. I've seen it on YouTube videos by monks and stuff. Doesn't mean it's really true, but I believe anything's possible, so therefore it is, for me. And if you say something isn't possible, you're only limiting yourself and those who listen to you. So be very careful what you say to yourself, because that is, how you will say things to others, and that will determine your reality. So another thing about the world being magic is that it's fun. The universe likes fun. It likes surprises. It likes laughter. It likes... The nature likes to be enjoyed with smiles and beauty and just connection and relationships. So what is the relationship that you have with yourself? Like, how comfortable are you in your own skin? Because if you're uncomfortable, you're probably going to feel, the more uncomfortable you are, the more lost you're going to feel, the more misguided you're going to feel. When you can love yourself, love everything about you, from every experience you've ever had to every memory, every thought, every feeling, every place you've gone, every interaction you've had, when you can love every single moment of that, you can start to trust yourself more, and the messages of what to do and when to do it and where to do it and why to do it will come much easier when you're relaxed because you trust yourself. So, in conclusion to this video, the world is magic, and in physics we're told that energy takes the path of least resistance. Brian's smelling those deer, I think. Energy takes the path of least resistance. So that means that you're not supposed to grind your face off and work really hard to get what you want. But there is work involved, but it doesn't have to be strenuous and stressful. Brian, come on, dude, chill out. Oh, it's all good. All right, well, I think he's hearing some deer. Come on, buddy. You're all good. Yeah, he's definitely smelling some deer. He wants to chase after him. He's excited. But energy takes the path of least resistance. So the least resistant path for Brian would be to not be on a leash, because he would be chasing them deer. But he also would run away. So, there's a balance there. But, yeah, in conclusion, energy takes the path of least resistance. So when you can relax, when you're stressed out, you're not on the path of least resistance, which is why you're working hard and you're working long hours, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with working long hours, but when you're relaxed and you're in your flow state, 18 hours of work in a day will feel like 2, because you're flowing, you're comfortable, you're happy. So I've got 3 courses up. Synchronicity and alignment kind of help you get into that flow state, teach you how to find your own flow state. Self-love discoveries, if you are not ready for the flow state or the synchronicity, you need to learn on relaxing and loving yourself. And then imaginative design, that's kind of past synchronicity, when you're really, where you're really comfortable, you're really relaxed, and you just want to open the gates and really let the imagination run wild. My goal is to not coach you or tell you what to do. All the answers that you ever need will be inside of you. I want to share my perspective, share any tools, tips, tricks, books, videos, people, connect you to other people that have helped me or that I know are valuable in the topic that we're talking about. I've got a rough outline for these courses, and eventually I'm going to put them on Udemy. So there went that deer. Put them on Udemy or another coaching or course platform so that people can access them whenever. But my goal with the programs on my website is to not have to work with someone forever, because I want to teach people self-reliance. I want them to teach themselves self-reliance. And if I can just give them a little kickstart, that's wonderful. And I notice that when people invest money, and when they invest money in themselves, they value something a lot more, and so they value the content that they're given and the commitment that they've made to themselves. And I'm just here on the other end to facilitate a wonderful experience. So, got another new course coming out today about language and reality. Made a video about that a couple weeks ago, so be on the lookout for that. Appreciate everyone who's listening to these videos, watching it. It's just a start. Got a few subscribers. I really appreciate all you, and I'm looking forward to making more videos, having people out in these beautiful woods for retreats, going camping, set the hammocks up, tents, whatever, probably later this fall. So if you're interested in that, send me an email at patiencebuildskindness@gmail.com, or just comment on one of my blog posts, or this YouTube channel, whatever, and be more than happy to get to know you. I made 2 new friends last night. Met on Bumble, and talked to another friend I already met on Bumble a couple weeks ago. But building the soul family, the soul tribe, the whatever, the vibe tribe, the good vibe train, I don't know, whatever. But meet a lot of cool people, and so when you're listening to this, whenever you listen to this, whoever you are, look forward to meeting you too, or hope you have a wonderful, snazzy day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. So love you.